Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're gonna do our best here. We love Frank Castle, we love the Punisher, but the devs screwed up royally and dropped an absolutely massive dump, actually 2 dumps actually, in the toilet. So what we're doing in today's video is trying to, our hand is on the flusher, okay, our hand is on the lever, and we're trying not to pull it. That's basically what we're trying to do. Now, we're gonna test him with as many CTPs as possible, but I don't know if he's worth buying the uniform right now, let alone getting him to level 80, let alone tier 4ing him, okay? And I can tell you right now that regeneration is not it. So if you have regeneration on your Frank Castle, consider him to be a Shadowland only character, okay? yeah, he's a Shadowland only character at that point, because it's really, it really is that bad. Now we're gonna try him with, let's try him with a Mighty Destruction. Okay, we're going to try him with a proc. He doesn't have the most proc-friendly playstyle, but we'll get into it. So first up, we have stage 34 of Gene, and the rotation is just 5, slight delay into 4. He gets through the rotation really fast, so then you have time to pop 3 for the grenades. Now, you can play more aggressively so that the 6 can play out by starting with 3 and then into 5 and then into 4. So you can do that to charge up the tier 3 faster, and I recommend that, frankly, because otherwise his damage is really bad, and doing 5 delay 4 cancel 6 is probably your best bet if you have an energy or a destruction, because it's going to do the most damage. But just keep in mind that the 6 skill at the end, it really sends him off into space. Like, it pushes him really far back. So you're going to have to be able to compensate for that by, you know, getting back in or moving or something. We got hit a couple times there. That's unfortunate. But yeah, so 1 minute is okay. This is just okay. And the reason why it's just okay is, remember, Kingpin did this, I believe, about this fast, maybe a tiny bit slower, but he did this with a rage rather than with a destruction. On the first few bosses, if you guys don't know this, the first few bosses, or like any non-World Boss Legend plus boss, so from Null up to Gene, or sorry, up to Kang, they don't really have high defense. So using an energy or a destruction is actually really good. You can see there at the end, he is actually really far away, and see, he actually moves even further with the 5th skill. So I was unable to cancel into 4 because the range on 5 is greater than the range on 4. So you actually do have to either cancel the 6 early into like 1, I would recommend. Don't let the 6 play out all the way, because he throws himself way too far back when he's watching the explosion. Either do that or have yourself with the boss up against the wall, so he doesn't, even though he jumps back, he doesn't really go very far. But the issue here is that all of the bosses before Black Swan have very low defense. They don't have very high defense numbers. So the Rage CTP doesn't add a lot of value compared to Energy and Destruction, especially when you're able to stack a bunch of hits on one, like in one combo, right? And so because of that, you will perform better. We're going to just stop this here because this is already pretty painful. But you will perform better on the first 6 bosses, I believe, with a Destruction or an Energy. So the fact that he's performing worse than Kingpin despite having a destruction is bad. And what can we really expect from a character whose practice combo is 70 hits, right? This is not a, you know, big time slammer. 73 hits is his best combo. Put that into perspective. Kingpin does 150 to 200 hits, which is double plus, and Bullseye from like 3 months ago also does like 150 hits on his regular combo. 120 to 150 hits. So okay, let's put PvE to bed. I don't think he's like terrible for PvE. I don't think he's worthless for PvE, but they gave him, you know, iframe ignore. They gave him 2 heals. They gave him super armor. He has a PvP artifact. It seems like he's meant for PvP. What about with a Rage CTP? This is a Mighty Rage build here. This is stage 29, so he can take advantage of the leadership buffs and all of the buffs from White Fox, because Punisher does have the leadership tag. So we're going to be able to do 5 into 4, And then we're going to be able to do 3 while the rage is proccing. And then we can even splash in the 2 and then the 1 and go right back into all this. Then we can do 6. We can basically just keep chaining attacks over and over and over again. And you know what? I think this is probably how you want to play Frank. Honestly, this looks a lot more fun than what I was doing. And it looks like it's a lot more damage too. Because you can just let the 6 play out here. And then as soon as the 5 is ready, we go back into that. Trigger the next rage proc. Yeah, this is not bad. I'm having a lot more fun with this. That's not bad. Again, it's no Kingpin. It's no Kingpin. Like, just to put this into perspective, right? We got Nick Fury and White Fox. We got the best possible buffs, right? Compared to what the other one was for Kingpin, which was like Mysterio and Green Goblin, okay? And this is stage 29, whereas with Kingpin, we did stage 35. So that's 6 stages higher. And Kingpin did it a little bit slower. But yeah, I think that kind of, for me, probably sells Frank more on a rage than with a proc, whether it's like a Mighty Energy or a Mighty Destruction. Now, he can struggle at times to activate the rage because he doesn't have guaranteed crit rate. The good thing is, though, that you can pair him with White Fox for leadership buffs, which is a ton of buffs, including chain hit, or you can pair him with Taskmaster because he also has the Weapon Master. So then there you can get, I believe, guaranteed crit rate. Just double checking, yes, Taskmaster does give 20% guaranteed crit rate, so that would potentially solve the issue of Frank critting because he doesn't have that many hits on his combo. Listen, I know this sounds really optimistic. We're going to go back to this stage 34 of Gene. I'm trying really hard to make Frank not necessarily good. I'm not arguing that he's a good character or that this is like a good rework for him. I'm just trying to do this for the fans of the character because I feel like they have really gotten like one of the craziest shafts ever. Honestly, Punisher has gotten so many uniforms and they've been so bad that I feel really bad for, you know, the Punisher fan base. So this is more of like a crusade, a personal crusade, than it is like, you know, go guys, go buy this uniform. Like, no, please don't buy this uniform, guys. Please don't. But that being said, if you do want to buy the uniform, this is how you should maybe plan on building it, right? Because honestly, this is not bad. He gets through the rotation so fast with 5 and 4 that you can pop 6 and then pop 3 and then just set yourself up to go back into 5-4, and then you do have a lot of freedom. And he is fast. Like, I will give him that. He's kind of a squirrely dude, so you know, you can get through things, and then you have time to maneuver, time to like move around, etc., plan your next attack. Like, it does feel nice in a way, right? And you're doing a lot of different things. So you're like shotgun, flamethrower, explosions, axe attack, right? You're seeing a lot of like different kinds of moves. There we got kind of trapped in a bit of a crappy situation. We're gonna go ahead and proc, even though the rage proc is not active right now. Still not active. This is good to see, because that's like worst case scenario, right? And we're gonna just barely miss triggering the next phase before this little animation. So that's kind of unfortunate. It seems like he's still worse than Kingpin, which is crazy. Because I believe Kingpin doesn't have the Weapon Master tag. So he gets more buffs from this than Kingpin does. And yeah, that's just kind of wild to me. But on the other hand, to be fair, Kingpin does have a PvE artifact, which I think some people discount how much that actually matters. It's kind of important, right? It's kind of important. But you can see here some of these procs end up getting delayed because that 20% guaranteed crit rate that he's getting from Taskmaster sometimes isn't enough when you only have 75 hits on your main combo. But you can see on the other hand, like, he gets through the combo really fast. He does have some pros to him. I won't say like the character is totally garbage. He does have some pros to him. The fact that he can get through that whole rotation that fast and then go into his tier 3 with still 3 seconds left on the rage proc, that's pretty nice, right? That's pretty nice. And because his 4th skill has iframe ignore, you can just blast, like, you can combo into the boss, and I actually didn't know those things. I forgot that those things pop up. You can combo into the boss while they're iframing, and it just does not matter. So that's pretty nice. We're going to end up finishing this one with just under 2 minutes left. Like, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's terrible. But it is bad when you compare it to what we've gotten recently. Yes, when you compare it to what we've gotten recently, it's bad. But for Punisher fans, I think this may be the best case scenario, okay? I want to put that out there. I may be wrong about this, okay? This is just my opinion after a little bit of testing. We do have to still test the PvP side. But for the PvE side of things, I think I would go, if I were you, I would go with like a Mighty Rage, or you could go with a Brilliant Rage if you really love Punisher. And I think with the tier 4, he'll hit quite a bit harder, because I think the tier 4 does, you know, it's quite nice for PvE. And then I would always try to pair him with either White Fox or Taskmaster. But if you don't have White Fox, if you don't have Taskmaster, then you're gonna have a really bad time, and I wouldn't even recommend this uniform. But again, I'm not recommending this uniform outside of Punisher fans. If you're not a fan of Punisher, there's no reason why you should consider this uniform. We're at that stage with some of these uniforms where it's like only fans, right? It's only fans. It's Punisher only fans. That's where we're at. So I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised with the PvE side of things. It was not bad. It was better than I expected. That being said, what do you think's gonna happen to Frank Castle Punisher when we take him into PvP? Find out in part 2. Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.